Alright, so we've got BCA 101. It's Friday, 11/18/16. We are in week 12. And we're just introducing databases. Alright, so we got talking about data centers that have these huge databases that allow us to access data and bring it back off. Okay? Data stored in the database. So we talked about Amazon, we talked about Google, we talked about Facebook, and so forth. Okay? And then we even talked a little bit about maybe how Uber, they manage some data. So people can put their name in there to have a car, and people can come in and find a car, and then they get their percentage when you exchange the money. We also talked about we did an example, actually. We did an example with a database. I have an example, MySQL, on the server here, and the students access that, and they were able to add some information to the database and then get that information off. Okay? So we had this introduction to databases. We talked a little bit about the internet and so forth. Alright, so let's sample I did in class. And I'll try to be brief. First thing we did, we said we're going to do a school example. And the first term is entities. So we set up, there are actually 3 entities, maybe 4 here. So we have, that you can see on this screen, we had students and faculty. So those are our 2 entities. A lot of times in databases, those would be called tables because they do literally look like a table of information. So then we went in, and the next step was to talk about the attributes, like student ID number, first name, last name, date of birth, address, city, state, zip, phone number, and we stopped there. But these attributes all define a student. In a lot of databases, they call them fields, and they all have a type. Okay? They have a type. For example, a string, just a string of information. Like, oh, these might be a string of information. Mason City, Iowa. Okay? 2 Field Road or something. Numerics. Numbers, actual numbers. So somewhere's in here there might be some where they have a number. We don't have an example there. Okay? Dates, which are really numbers, but dates like date of birth. Okay? No examples below. You could have images, you could have a little video. So the type of data being stored in the field. So each field would have a type. Believe it or not, that's pretty important. Okay? Then we took a look at a group of data in the database, like here, Bill Smith. All of that gives us a tuple. Alright. Somehow I turned off the recording but kept drawing. So let me redo this page, okay? So here we have another entity, courses, and we have the attributes for that entity that identify things about that entity. We have a course ID, like the courses I teach. And then, here's what we did. You can see it here. We took my ID and put it in here for the course to show who teaches the course. Okay? That's where we get the term relational databases. Over here we have a primary key, and over here we have a foreign key. This is a key that's a primary key in another table, but here it's a foreign key. Alright. right. Okay. All right. Let me review some of the items we had here. So then we did another table, another entity. Okay, this one's keeping track of who's in which classes. So we have this course, this student, this classroom, maybe this time that's offered, and maybe the date or something here. So we can put in here all these records of, or tuples of all the students who are in particular courses. Then if we want to find a student, okay, we could look up their ID, come here, search for their ID, find out which courses they're in, okay, and then find where the course is being offered. Or other information about the courses, like if we had to find who the instructor was, we could go back, right, we get the course, go back here, find out who the instructor is. All right, so we're finishing up Unit 6. Getting started on Unit 7, one main unit left. We got a little bit to do in Unit 8, and we got a good start on databases. And we'll talk more about databases, avoiding data redundancy, and being able to update databases efficiently. All right, so that's it. 3 weeks left.